When I look across the manufacturing shop floor operations, connectivity is not new. It's clearly, the backbone and basis for almost universally all data-driven interactions on a shop floor. The challenge has been that with the varying types of protocols, time dependencies, locations of data, OEMs trying to monetize data, we've reached a point in the market, dynamic that we can no longer just do a point to point and think that that's sufficient. Right now, one of the largest challenges across really all 4.0 initiatives are tied to data ubiquity or the lack thereof. And so while there are multiple tool sets out there that are very, very good at taking, say, shop floor data from a control system or from a piece of machinery and mapping it and pushing it, what happens is that you have different consumers of that same data who need it in different protocols at different times and in different formats. And so the Boomi relationship is really one that tees up on time edge to help our customers drive an entirely different type of data integration strategy, both below and above a DMZ. And when you think about it in that context, where you have multiple shareholders, and quite frankly, they may be internal, they may be external, they may be a third party, they may be a contract manager, or I'm sorry, a contract manufacturing. And so when you take a step back and you look like, hey, how do I connect my data, have it be made available in the format that I need when I need it to the customer base as they need it? And when we took a step back and did an analysis, we looked at all of the leading middleware providers. And when we looked at rating them, we really wanted to partner with someone that had a very clean, low code, no code approach, had an ability to have data persist so that different consumers can come in and out and use it when they need it, as they need it. We wanted to have, most importantly, robust enterprise grade security compliance. And when you put those things together and you look at the intuitive user interface that Boomi presents from its drag and drop and its pre-built libraries, it really separates it in the market in terms of its core capabilities out of the box. I think the complexity comes in that compute costs have dropped so considerably. And then you have these hybrid environments. Some are on cloud, some are on an edge, some are within a control system. And so when you start looking at how do I normalize that data at speed, at scale, without moving it from its originating form in a way that duplicates the data and creates inherent disconnects or data integrity concerns. So, and you start looking at the way that models are becoming more commonplace, both just simple machine learning, but also forecast, predictive, very complex. And when you start moving into AI, you start looking at some of the agentic capabilities where you're getting highly super focused on, say, a quality model or perhaps a sustainability model. These are things that you need very, very unique data characteristics. And if you think about it, where shop floor operations has really evolved, it's no longer just at a machine level. You have sensors, you have video, you have all of these different data types and capabilities that help you actually drive a lot more efficiencies in your overall production. But at the same time, there's an added complexity because the majority of that data isn't a time series. It's vastly different, down at the millisecond range. Think about video. It's always capturing something different. So when you look at that, that becomes very, very hard. And also for it to be made available in a protocol that's consumable and usable in a time frame to meet a business outcome. So there lies the complexity and why a point-to-point simple API is no longer sustainable, because every time you need a different type of protocol or a different type of presentation interaction or a different time dependency, the underlying connectivity becomes compromised. So you have higher technical debt costs, you have higher overall inefficiencies, because now you're constantly going back and revisiting. But if you connect it once and then you have it at a manufacturing services bus level, i.e. Boomi serving as that services bus, it allows for connectivity in a very, very rapid and clean way. And as I said earlier, the drag and drop capabilities of how they design and connect and persist data are uniquely different in the market. everyone always wants to be lean and chase better, faster, cheaper, higher quality. But what does that really mean? And when you start getting accurate on-time delivery because you're getting the data that you need to do the job when it needs to be done, this again allows you to have a different level of interaction, a different level of SLA, and a different control. And so when you start looking about how is it improving, it's enabling real-time data in a way that previously would always need to be backed into, particularly after production runs, as opposed to making it available as it's happening, and in some instances be available in a way to determine if you're getting, say, a surge in electricity or a pull. You could quickly run a model and say, hey, the last time this happened, these were the outcomes or the impacts. And now you can have engineering or maintenance to be proactively avoiding any type of interruption. So when you start looking at that, you're getting higher level of services, you're getting a better SLA from your OEMs and their skids and machines and what have you. And at the same time, all the customers through your life cycle are benefiting from your ability to have a much cleaner control layer, in terms of data governance and most importantly, outcomes. Yeah, interesting enough, you look at master data management, and it used to be this giant taboo. Oh my God, it's a Herculean effort. We need to unify on a single namespace, or we have to build a common data model. And while both of them could be true simultaneously, the master data management journey is not what it used to be. When you have tools that are absolutely plug and play that come with predefined libraries across all aspects of the different protocols you typically see on the shop floor, you immediately start to understand your time to value is different. So you don't have to sit and actually pre-think, hey, this is how I'm going to design everything. What you do is you start with the basic, I have a business problem, I have these types of data, and I need these types of outcome, and you immediately do that connectivity. And then the next time around, it becomes easier to continue to build out, to add different efficiencies. And if technology continues to evolve at the clip that it is, what we're going to see is data as the true currency of manufacturing in a much different way that we see now. And how you maximize that currency is when these new technologies and new capabilities, you want the lowest barrier of adoption you can possibly invest in. And a manufacturing services bus strategy, both below and above the DMC, is absolutely the foundational framework to do that.